Hello, listeners, viewers. Welcome back for another episode of the Best Decisions podcast. This is your host, Maurice Kelley, and I'm excited because I'm here with an amazing guest today, Miss Dominique Simmons. Miss Dominique is very known around the Philadelphia area for her paintings that she does on walls, inside of houses, and everything like that. So I'd like to welcome you to the show today, Miss Dominique. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Dominique Painter, as everybody knows me. I'm from Southwest Philly. I met you at Millersville University.
Here we go.
I wasn't even painting.
The best university there is, just to let y'all know.
I wasn't even painting walls. It's kind of funny how I started, because I actually just started in the last 5 years. When I was in school, I really didn't know what I was going to do or what I wanted to do, and I probably searched all the way up until, I don't know, recently, the last couple years of what I wanted to do. I'm a mother, so I let my son kind of encourage me into this. I'm a mother, I work, and I'm just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there you go. So I did meet Dominique, and I like to say Dom. I did meet Dom, inside of Millersville University. So you took the route of going to school and everything like that. What inspired you to actually come to this point where you start painting?
Well, I've always been creative. Like, I've always painted my room. I've always done things. When I was in school, it's like I got so inspired to do this because, well, first of all, like, anything that you're good at, I just feel like you should just always do. You should just always try your best to just try to bring out whatever, God put into your heart. When it comes to painting, I never knew I was going to paint walls. I got inspired because when I was pregnant, we had hired this guy to paint, and he never showed up to paint the walls. 9 months pregnant, I hopped up on the ladder and I painted, and my friend was like, wait, you know how to paint? So why didn't you just paint? After that, when I was on maternity leave, people just kept asking me to paint. So it's like, I just got called to do this. I didn't even, you know what I mean? But having my son in this, once I realized that it was a lucrative business, I was like, oh, I'm gonna paint this, I'm gonna paint that, I'm gonna paint everything. And then it was like, I started perfecting my craft. I started researching it. I started watching YouTube videos on it. I started coming up with new ways to paint. And then I noticed that people were following me. When people started following me.
So when you say following, you're talking about on social media?
On Instagram, on social media. Okay. So people started liking what I was doing. They either started trying it at home, or they started, just showing me love on social media. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm good. Yeah. So now I have to, keep doing this, because it's like they made me Dominique Painter. Everybody made me Dominique Painter, right?
So this started 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you were probably working somewhere.
I was in corporate America.
America. So
I hated it.
So that seems like a lot of people think like they're in that world and they're like, hey, I just like it. And then you found this passion while you're about to have your son.
Yeah, I did. Now, me, it was like I did the reverse of what everybody else does. Everybody might I'm not going to say everybody, but some people, they find their passion and they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to just go and do this. No, I sat at my desk for years. After I feel my passion. It was like, I love doing this. No, I was actively doing it. I was thinking about it. I was painting. Okay. I was working. And I was torturing myself. I was raising my son by myself. And it was like every 24 hours a day, I'm doing something. So I'm spending 8 hours at work. I'm spending 8 hours painting, and then 8 hours being a mom. Really. And every day I went to work, and every day I just pouted, and I was sad, and I was like, I spend 160 hours here a month. I think I told you that.
Okay.
I think anybody that I talked to, I had divided up the hours. I wasn't getting overtime because I was salary. And then I'm like, I'm making these people rich. Like, I'm looking at the money coming in. I was a landlord, so I'm looking at the money that they're making, but then I'm looking at my check, because no matter what, with the end result when you work is like you don't get anything out of it but a check.
So you started noticing early on that you was built somebody else's dream.
Right. But then when I do this, I love it. I love it, and I make money for myself. Yeah. So it's like a completely different feeling. Okay. So I started leaning towards painting instead of leaning towards working.
I heard somebody say before that it's time for you to jump in when you're at your job and you're working on your passion.
I did that for a year.
For a whole year.
A whole year. I have this picture on my phone that I took of myself, and it's like the background is the wall. Mm-hmm. And I wrote with Snapchat, and I was like, why am I still here? Mm-hmm. Like, I've done everything to get, like, it was like I started, like, trying to find ways to let them fire me. No, I'm serious. I wanted them to fire me because I didn't have the heart to do it myself. As bold as people think that I am, oh my God, she does these vibrant walls. I was scared to quit because I felt like if I step out in this and I fail, it's on me, and I have a child to raise.
So how did you bottle that fear? That's a lot of people think. A lot of people that want to jump into something that they're really truly passionate about or want to go into the entrepreneurial world, they're fearful of a lot of things. How did you combat that fear to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take this leap? And what would be your advice to a person that's on the verge?
So one thing about me, I like to say I'm not scared of anything, but I was scared of this. So it's like, you're scared of something. You're scared, you're scared of something. And I told myself I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah.
And then when I looked, it was like I was hurting myself the most by being scared.
Okay.
When it comes to this, the only advice that I can give to somebody is to just let your heart decide that. And it may not even, like with me, I have to be so structured. I have to be so structured because I have a child. He goes to private school. I have my life. I have my sister and her kids. Like it's a family of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like with me, because I'm the older sibling, I like to be the boss of the family.
Yes.
With me, I was so fearful that I let that stop me from being the person that I needed to be for my family. So I would just say to anybody that's fearing stepping out is that when the other side is glory, like yo, I smile every day since I quit. I smile every day.
So how you didn't worry about it like financially? Like, hey,
I worried for a year.
For a whole year.
A whole year.
Yeah.
365 days, I worried for a year. Everybody that I talked to, everybody that I encountered, everybody that I saw, I had people telling me, just quit, you're gonna be cool. And my response was, you don't have to take care of what I'm taking care of, so why would I quit?
Wow.
And nobody could tell me the answer. And then like just one day, it just like, I just buckled. I remember it was July the 14th, right?
July the 14th.
I sat there.
Yeah.
I remember the day that I decided that I was done.
Uh-huh.
And I sat there and I said, I'm not gonna make it another pay period.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't care how I go. I don't care if I gotta quit or they fire me. When this pay period is done, I'm gonna leave. And I'm not worried about savings. I'm not worried about money or anything. I wanna be happy. Because you'll torture yourself to death. And I just didn't want that. Life is too short. Every day we go online, we're seeing people that are just dropping like flies. And it's like, oh no, how can y'all think I'm so decent with painting and I don't even want to step out on this limb? So on July the 14th, I said, oh, I have to stop. And July 27th was my last day at work. And then I had people that were saying like, well, what are you going to do now? And I'm like, I'm going to do what I've been doing. Like the next day I worked. I had so many people booked up that I worked the next day, and I've worked every day since. Like, I've never had a day off. My days off, I spend in front of the computer, learning. Researching. I'm serious. I'm looking at, and it's not even Philly painters. I show love to everybody in the area or whatever, anybody that I can. It's not even that I'm researching us. I'm researching the people that are on HGTV. I'm following house hunters. I'm following anybody that I can follow. I'm looking at pictures online and I'm seeing the background. I have so many screenshots in my phone that you might think like, Dom, you're talking about somebody. And I'm like, no, look at the ceiling fan up at the top. Like, I find the most craziest little thing that just sparks my interest, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta put that on the wall, or I have to put that on a canvas, or I have to get somebody to pay attention to this, or whatever. But it's nothing that I feel like I can't do. Like, I feel like
Millersville done turned you well.
Yeah, Millersville turned me well. I mean, when we went to school, it was like we had to figure it out. Like, once we got out there on our own, when I left, I went to Masterman for high school. I was so sheltered. I felt like, oh, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to have a college degree, and this is what I'm going to do. That's it.
Yes.
When I walked across the stage, they announced my college, and I was like, yes, I'm going to be the richest person ever. I didn't know you had to actually work for it. I was like, oh, no, this is going to be easy. And then we're done school, and I was like, all right, we coming outside. What we supposed to do? And I moved back home. And I was like, hold up. I moved back home and I got like a little rinky-dink entry-level job. And I was like, oh, entry-level doesn't pay?
Oh, yeah.
And then I got promoted in a year. And getting a job is not the problem. Getting promoted is not the problem. it's being happy. That's the issue because, and it's not necessarily that we want buku bucks. We don't want a lot of money, but we don't want to slave for it and then not have money. You know what I mean? Or being unhappy. Like you spend 40 hours a week and then you're unhappy. No,
Yeah.
That's not.
Even more than that for a lot of people, especially when you talk about your own base salary, a lot of times you spend way more money. I mean, not way more money. You spend way more hours at work than the amount of money that they're giving you. It doesn't add up.
It doesn't.
It's not even.
And the amount of stuff that you do, because a lot of times when we get in these salary jobs, it's like they expect you to go above and beyond. And that little job description, I hate it. That little line in that job description that is like, what's the line? Or anything else that we may bring to you that fits under your job description. No. No, you're not going to just tell me that this is what I have to do. No, you're going to treat me how you're treated. And then it's like the higher that you get, the less work that you do. Like I see my bosses ride and they're like, oh, I'm going to lunch. And I'm like, what? We're facing a crisis. We're facing a crisis right now. And it's like, no, you deal with it. And then working in property management, it's like I had people who would come down and think that everything is my responsibility. If something got broke, it's on you. And then it's like me, I have to make it right. Like even with painting, even anything in life, like I have to make it right because
it's part of your values.
Right. That's just what I want to do. I want to make it right. So it's like I became consumed in making everybody's situation cool and then going home and I'm like, oh, I melted today.
Exhausted.
So I melted today. I'm done.
That's the thing right there. When you're doing something like that and you're giving all this energy to everybody else and then you come home and then at the time I'm thinking you have a kid at the time.
Yeah.
You're exhausted for the kid.
Right.
Exhausted.
But I'm not exhausted for my son.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
That's the thing about it. I'm not.
There we go.
No, I'm never going to be so worked that I'm exhausted for him. Okay. Like I think that kids just deserve all of us. Like with me, my grandmother raised me, and my grandmother got up at 4:30 every morning on Amtrak, went to New York and worked to take care of me and my sister. So at the end of the day, I did not see a trifling parent, like you know what I mean? I didn't see somebody that didn't go hard every day, came home, made sure that we were straight. So it's like with me, even when I want to not, he doesn't let me. Even when I'm sick, the only time I get a break is when I'm sick, but he's like right there. He's like laying on me. He'll get sick with me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, things like that.
I want to change your name from Donna Painter to Super Donna.
No, because people don't even know that.
Super Donna.
People don't even know that.
It's amazing. Like you left corporate, you left the property management, goes to something that's truly your passion. Not only that, now you have to work because everybody's dependent on you. You have this family, and somehow you keep balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as easy as I'm probably making it seem. It's not that easy. Like, I mean, I have discouraging moments. I have moments where I'm like, I don't want to do this.
So that's great. That brings me to another point. Name a time in which you were overwhelmed from this, and you felt like, you know what, I'm ready to go back and get a job. Or get a job, I don't know.
So when I stopped working in July and August, I got really, really sick. Okay. And when I got sick and my phone was still ringing, and I want people sometimes to understand everything that I do encounter. But when I got sick, that was like my breaking point because I'm like, I can't even hardly breathe. And my phone is still ringing. And it's like, my line is like, I don't know how to shut it off. I'll still answer people and say, oh, I'll be better by Tuesday and book a job. But really, I may need until Thursday or Wednesday. So it's like during those times, and those happen they happen often, but not that often. When you have those discouraging moments, it's like you have to take it back to like I have to have a family day. I have to say, no, I need love from my family. And I'm not talking about fake affection. Like sometimes I just like to be in solitude and just be with my sister away from everybody. You know what I mean? We'll take the kids and go do a day, or just be with my girlfriends. I might need a girlfriend time. I might call my girlfriend up and be like, hey, I haven't even been on a trip all this year because that's how crazy my brain has been. I went from being on vacation 4-5 times a year to
just
not. But I went to Africa in 2017, September.
That's amazing.
And when I saw how hard they hustle, they wake up 6 a.m., and they're outside and they're walking to work, and we can sit up there and we can hit an alarm clock and lay there 20 more minutes, give me 10 more minutes, like, and we're like so like unappreciative of what we got. And when you experience that, I said, listen, I'm not taking any more trips. I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna get organized. I'm going to make sure that I'm not stressed out. So I think this year I learned how to kind of balance trying not to be stressed out, but able to handle when stress does come. You know what I mean? That way I'm able to like take a break, go into solitude, and just say, hey, like I use my apartment as my office. And people don't even know that. Like I like keep this little apartment, like, you know what I mean? Like just for me and my son, and we go there, and this is furnished and everything, but it's like that's where I go, and I have my office time, and I sit there and I get everything together and stuff, because this is hard. And my phone text messaging, everybody texts now, and it's like y'all all texting me, but I work with my hands. You know what I mean? So it's like by the end of the day, I have a bunch of people that I have to respond to. So it's like that right there that overwhelms me. But it's like now that I'm able to have a grasp on it. I had no grasp on it when I was working, but now that I'm able to understand, okay, this is the only thing that I'm doing, so this is all I have to focus on. So now that I'm able to focus, it's like, okay, I need X, Y, Z done, and I need help with this, but you can't be scared to ask for help, and that's something that I had to learn. I did not know how to ask for help. I did not know how to
what
say.
You learn to ask for help, like.
So I learned to depend on my loved ones. So like, let's say with me, I'm hard. I hate doing invoices. I hate going to go see people, because a lot of the times I let it discourage me if somebody doesn't hire me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, I didn't get that. And that's like a sense of rejection. You know, like when we go into job interviews and we think we're going to get the job interview, and then we have other people bidding on that job too. I face that every day. So like people...
You learn to deal with rejection.
Right, so I have to learn to deal with rejection. I also had to learn, when you ask about help, I really have to lean on my loved ones, and I have to understand that some people want you to win just as hard as you do. So like, you have to have those people that have pure intentions, that really, really just want you to get to the, like, if you say, my end result is to end up on HGTV. I'm just throwing that out there. And if I do end up on HGTV, let's all just, let's just all just be happy. But if the end result is, hey, I want to be here, and everybody that you ask or that you share with or that call you on a day-to-day and just say, how was your day? If they're not helping you to get to that end result, you got to drop them like flies, and then you got to surround yourself with everybody that wants to see you get there. And if you do that, then asking for help is not hard. I had to learn that, because I'm like, I'm not asking nobody for help. I don't want nobody to know what I'm doing. I don't want anybody to know that I spent all these hours doing this or anything like that. They're not going to understand this. But some people do, because some people really want you to win. You know?
And that gotta encourage you, especially when you got these people in your corner that really want you to win, and you like, hey, I do this. So even when you get hit with a hard job, you have those people to be able to support you.
Listen, my sister will roll up, I'm talking about in the trenches, roll up an arm, and I will line up a wall, and she will say, Don, where do you want me to paint? And when I say it comes out right, I'm like, oh, she know how to paint. But it's getting people to do, like, she's a nurse. She don't know nothing about this. This is not what she wants to do. You know what I mean? But she loves me enough to, you know, get in the trenches with me. And it's like, even my cousin, like, I had a cousin that painted with me. Like, I have people that paint with me, but it's like, with me, I'm so used to doing it by myself.
So even when you get
I'm learning to be like, hey, I need you. Like Meek Mills, he said, I told all my friends, hey, I need you. I woke up in the morning, listen, you are a vital part of my life. Because seriously, like, even, like, I look like this most of the time. Like, I look crazy. People go out to dinner with me like this. If I go out on dates like this, I don't care, because you gotta understand my grind. Because I will date somebody. I dedicate it all to this. Like, if I date somebody, if I go out with my son, if I go out with anybody, you can wear a uniform with me. I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's like with me, I'm in this morning, noon, and night. So it's like, it's hard, and to have people around me that love me like this, it's like, yes, like, you know, like, it gives me fuel to get up and do it again the next day.
So I heard you talk about researching, and I'm thinking for the person that's young, that's 15, 16, 17 years old, that want to get into this, and how do they start that research? Where do they start looking at? How do they hashtag and find certain people? What are some of the things that they would do to help them with their research?
Well, before you hashtag, because like me, I hate social media.
You hate social media.
I use social media to basically put myself out there. I don't even really advertise.
Okay.
So I say first look within yourself. You can, social media will have you out here doing what somebody else is doing, and it may not be your passion.
May not be.
I could see you doing an interview and say, I'm going to interview tomorrow.
Okay.
That's not my passion.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of people who tell me that they want to paint, and then when I ask them, like, well, hey, where's your work, or what have you done, or send me some of your stuff to your email, I don't really get anything. You know what I mean? You have to do what you love first and foremost.
Okay.
Anything that you love, and I tell this, I have a goddaughter that's 16, about to be 17, and I tell her all the time,
Anything that you love.
what you love, you have to do. You know what I mean? And I don't care if it is breaking a pencil.
Okay.
Break the pencil, turn it into a business. Somebody might like have pencils.
Somebody like I have pencils. My daughter might like it.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? But in regards to me, what I did was, first I learned how to do stripes. When I learned how to do
Like regular stripes.
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 When I learned how to do stripes, every time that I see a technique, I put my own twist on it so that it is mine, because you have to make things easier for you. I can't do what the next person is doing.
Okay.
Somebody may put stripes on the wall one way, but Dom does it her way. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You have to perfect it, but you cannot walk into somewhere until you know that you got it. You know what I mean? But you have to have that confidence. You build the confidence up by it really being true to your heart. It really being true to you. You know? So I would just suggest just doing what you love and what's inside of you.
And researching through like YouTube or something
So
like that.
when it comes to YouTube, in regards to this, yes, I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay.
But it's not really YouTube. I go on Pinterest
Okay.
and I look up designs.
So I still have a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And in my full-time job, I work at schools like alternative schools. And a lot of times when we talk about building like boards and everything, the teachers go to Pinterest to be able to put up those boards. So it's
No,
amazing.
Pinterest is where it's at.
Yes, that's
Now,
amazing.
Pinterest may not give you the play-by-play,
Okay.
but Pinterest will give you the idea. But me, I can pick something apart.
Okay, you have that vision.
I
You
can
have to
just,
see.
I'm not going to say, I don't know if it's a vision. I don't know if it's a vision, but
Super
with
Dom
me,
has a vision. Yo.
with me, it's like I look at one part of it and then I'm like, oh, bam, that's how I'm going to do that. But it will stay in my head for hours until I can think of it. Then I think of the supplies that I need to get it. Then I try it out. Then I'll call somebody and say, yo, I need to do this on your wall. Like, I just need to do this on your wall. I need to try this out.
I need to try this.
Right, and it's like once you try something, and then it's like you feel like, let me give you an example, right? For a long time, glitter walls, that wasn't my thing. I
Okay.
just gave a guy a shout out because I started doing glitter walls. Glitter walls wasn't my thing. I had to perfect it. He
Okay.
gives a class, and I put it in my goals, and I said I'm going to save my money to take this class.
Okay.
And I told everybody that I talked to.
Okay.
He helped me out. He gave me the info about how to do it. I tried it his way. It didn't work. I had to put my own spin on it. I was like, no, okay, now I see how we put all of this together.
Okay.
I have to figure out how I can make this easier for me. You know what I mean? Because in regards to this, one of the things about painting is you have to be neat, you have to be fast, and you have to get in and out of people like lives. Like I just say, like the faster that you do it. So it's like in perfecting it, it's like I hop around. So I go on Pinterest, I start Googling stuff, I look for the best supplies, then I might watch a YouTube video if I need to watch somebody's technique, but I have to develop my own technique, so watching technique really isn't the thing for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I think about it because I want to show people my technique. You know what I mean?
It's amazing how everything has changed where you can go to social media or you can go to YouTube and do the research with somebody you say have to spend years into program and everything like that, but they can actually get the research. So anybody out there that want to do painting, first of all, look at Dom the Painter on Instagram.
Yes, please. Look at Dom_the Painter.
_ the painter, but also, do the research, do the proper research before you actually go at something, and know that it's your passion, and know that hey, you're going to give 100% that you're in it.
Because this will really tear you down.
Okay.
Like if this is not your passion and you don't want to give it 100%, it can really, really make or break you. Because the more that you put yourself out there, the more that people expect from you. That's the gift and the curse of social media.
Wow, I never looked at it like that.
I love it.
So the more you become bigger as a painter,
the more that people expect out of you.
And it becomes even, hey, I really have to give 150%.
No matter the field.
Wow.
No matter the field.
I never looked at it like that.
You,
yes.
with this, anybody.
Yes.
You can, whatever, the more that you put yourself out
Philly
there.
King of podcasting.
Really?
Go ahead.
When the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you say, I am me, yes. And the more that people believe you saying you are you,
the expectation is high.
The expectation goes here. And then when you mess up, it travels so fast beyond, and we're all human. Everybody messes up, but the more that you put yourself out there, the more that people expect from you. And that right there, that may go back to what we were talking about what may be the hardest part of it is that people expect so much from me. And sometimes I just want to be able to,
Yeah, I understand.
I want to be able to mess up and not everybody just say, dang, she messed up. No, like if I mess up, I have everybody looking at me. And it's like, social media just makes it so that the word travels so much, so it makes you do your best because you know that people are watching. Like I get this anxiety when I'm about to post.
Okay.
I post the same time every morning.
Okay.
So I post in the morning, and this is just a.
Yeah, you don't gotta let nobody.
But this right here, this is something that works for me, but may not work for other people.
Okay, just as you
with
said,
me and my dynamic, and I tell this to any painter that ever asks me, I can't post all day because I'm painting. Yes. You know what I mean? I post during pillow talk hours.
Well, there we go.
So like with me, most of the time, homeowners or people who live in anybody that hires me, you know what I mean? They have to roll over and talk to somebody in the morning, like, hey, did you see this girl's stuff?
Yes.
And when they roll over and they like, hey babe, did you see this girl's stuff? I'm on your brain first thing in the morning. Because I had to figure out how to make social media work for me. Yes. You know what I mean? Now, other people, they can post all day because their market is work. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk to you while you're at work. Okay. I want to be on your brain so that you talk to the people on the train on the way to work, so that you talk to your coworkers when you get there, so that when you're way home, you may bring it up at happy hour, and then by the nighttime, you may just call me.
That's amazing.
You know? But
you found something that works for you.
You
and
have
actually,
to.
It's a way of promoting your brand and promoting exactly what you do by just sending it out at a certain time for your particular field.
And I'm still learning.
And you're still learning.
I'm still learning. Right now, where I'm at, I am leaning on everyone that is experienced in these fields, whether websites, whether whatever, logo design, to help me, right? And I have to, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing my part in order to, help them to help me. But I had to figure out stuff about myself to be able to help them. Because you can't tell somebody what you do unless you know. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's deep.
Wow. I mean, you really got me thinking. Even when you're thinking about it, and it's like, wow, like even being in the field, you're thinking like, as I grow, the expectation changes.
It goes, it goes hand in hand. And people never realize that until, because you have to figure out what maybe might overwhelm you, and it's just that so many people can see you sometimes,
All right, so even when you started painting, I remember even when I played sports, it was a time where even though I played, it clicked. It said, I'm really this good. When was that time that even though you was painting, that you really realized, I'm really, really, really good at this? Like, when did it really click? Like, I think I'm a good You don't remember?
I have a couple different moments. Like, for one, I have a lot of painters that follow me from Africa. Before I got there, right, I was walking and legit, I was so fascinated, So in the mall, there is a liquor store and there's a market. The supermarket, the liquor store, and the mall, all the same place. I'm walking through
Where's
there.
that? Where in Africa?
I went to Botswana.
So
I went to Botswana. So listen, a girl said, "Hey, that's Dominique Painter."
In Botswana, Africa. Wow.
I was like, I asked my friend, I said, how do they know me? So that's like one time. The more people that know me, and call me a mentor and say, hey, you're the best, I still feel like I'm not. Like, I might comment and be like, no, you're the best. Because I really look at people as they're the best. I sit there and I really think that anybody that is doing whatever they're doing, I'm like, they have some kind of...
You're pretty good at it.
Decent, right? Like, you're so good at that.
All right, so Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you see Dom the Painter at? Dom_the Painter Instagram at in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yo, that's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
I see myself, because I didn't see myself here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't see myself doing what I was doing. I didn't see so many people paying attention to me. I just want to be a person that I just keep striving. Like, wherever I end up, I know that that's where I'm destined to end up. Okay. And I don't see myself stopping.
You don't see yourself stopping?
No.
Dominant.
No.
I love it.
It's like if I say, oh, in 5 years, I'll be living here, I don't want to be put in that box. I can't be put in a box. Like, I want to just keep striving.
Keep striving.
And I'm not going to stop.
Not going to stop.
No. For what?
All right. There we go. So
I would be bored.
So what's your next step? You just said you went to the glitter. What's your next step that you think you would want to do in the field? Like another part of painting that what you would
So
want?
honestly, I want to do some wall art.
Okay.
And I don't really like to tell people what I want to do next,
Okay.
just because I know I'm gonna see it.
Okay.
Because once I start doing it,
Now you got the expectation because you put it on camera.
exactly. But I want to do wall art because I do wall art for people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I sneak and put my designs on wall art for people.
Okay.
So I want to do that. As far as like things that I want to be out there, I just want to like stuff like this.
Yes.
This like.
First of all, this wall is spectacular.
Thank you. It blows my mind. It's still not done. We're going to add a couple more pieces to it and stuff, but stuff like this blows my mind. I just want to keep giving the best original ideas for anybody to be inspired by, to duplicate, to do whatever. Because I don't even get intimidated by that. Like, when people duplicate my stuff, it's just like, oh, I got to give them more to duplicate. Like, I have to keep giving it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me, I'm too shy. I can't even believe I'm sitting here talking to you right now, but probably because you put me, like, on some real stuff. But I'm too shy to like really put myself like out there, you know what I mean? Like, as far as a YouTube channel, because it's like, what would I talk about? But I know, but I have to.
You have to.
Like I said, it pushes me. Yes. Sometimes I don't have any say over where I'm going.
Okay.
I just have to go because that's where I'm going. That's where they sent me. That's where God wants me to go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
there we go.
So
I like it like that.
I have to go there.
All right. So one, I would like to thank you for even coming in today, for allowing me to interview you today, and for you to be able to talk about your passion that you gained from painting. You talked about, you know, jumping out there and going after your passion, letting that fear go, being able to handle the expectations that come along. And, you know, I'm just very thankful for you even coming on the Best Decisions podcast.
Thank you, Cal.
I appreciate it. And then, you know, and I'm looking forward to looking in, and let the people know where to find you one more time.
Dom_the Painter on Instagram. There will be more ways to find me soon as I stop being scary. But Dom the Painter on Instagram. You can find me there. You can call me 267-357-6424 and we can get it done. No paint job is too crazy. I love all ideas.
And I watch the painting. I watch it, you know, grow over time on watching Dom_the Painter on your Instagram, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
When is she coming over?
It only gets better.
To my house so she can paint Ariel over the walls for my daughter. There we go. That's what we're waiting for next.
What? Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid everywhere.
Put some pearls all over her wall, shells. Don't worry about
there
it.
There we go. That's what's happening next. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to another episode of the Best Decision Podcast. It's your host, Maurice Kelley. Thank y'all. See y'all later. And that brings us to our segment of the quote of the day. A quote of the day is by Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for another episode of the Best Decisions Podcast. I look forward to everyone tuning in next week to the same network, same time. Thank you.